We've previously said that the Bucs have so many offensive weapons that they don't even need to get anybody else like Julio Jones. But guess what? They signed him anyways, and now Tom Brady might throw for 10,000 yards. Let's talk about it on the Boat Parade.
You know you could look me in the eye. It's all because of Jesus. He the reason I'm alive. I live by faith, by grace. You know that I ain't gotta strive. They told me tone it down. I told them.
Yo.
My name is Jared. His name is Ryan. And welcome back to the Boat Parade. That was pretty good. Today we're doing another segment in the series of Meet the Boys.
Meet the boys.
Today we're talking about free agent signing Julio Jones, which if you guys didn't know, the day before training camp, basically, which is yesterday. Today is the first day of training camp. Yesterday is when Adam Schefter basically tweeted that Julio Jones is coming to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And
which is wild.
I don't know what defenses in the NFL are even going to do at this point to stop the Buccaneers.
Yeah. Well, and imagine, I was thinking about this in another video we recorded. Imagine like week 12, Gronkowski comes back like out of the casket, like in one of those slow, and he's like, duh, comes back.
So here's the thing. As I've said before, Julio Jones is basically the epitome of what like an athletic specimen is.
Yeah.
Anybody that's like stood next to Julio Jones, met Julio Jones, has only seen him on TV, they're like, oh, that's what a professional athlete's supposed to look like. The dude is a total freak show in a positive way. But then I've also said before that his body's basically held together by dental floss. He gets hurt a lot. And who was it that said it? On Draft Sharks, the website, they said that he basically has a 91% chance of getting injured at some point this season. It's like 13.5% per game that he has a chance. But an interesting thing about that is that's been when he's wide receiver number 1. If he's playing wide receiver number 3 and he's going up against the third best secondary person that's guarding him,
He's probably rocking him.
what are they going to do? What's a slot nickel cornerback going to do against Julio Jones, who's like an absolute animal? So I think they kind of outweigh each other. Julio, when he's healthy, he's a freak of nature.
Yeah.
But he's played 11 seasons in the NFL. Only 3 of those has he played in every single game during the season. So he's gotten hurt at some point during 8 of his 11 seasons.
Yeah, it's almost like you start to feel like the Bucs just signed Dwight Howard. You know what I mean? Like, or Tracy McGrady, you know, which Tracy is a good example of that. But what my biggest concern is that the Buccaneers are going to become too dependent on him and not allow him to stay in that third line.
No, they won't. Mike Evans is too good.
Well, I'm just saying if he starts to play significantly better than Mike Evans and they say, okay, this is week 8, 9, 10, they're like, okay, Julio's amazing. Let's give him a shot and play him a little bit. Even if they don't start him, even if they play him whatever, then as they become more dependent on him, they lean more heavy on him, he has more potential to get injured.
I understand what you're saying. Byron Leftwich gets paid a lot of money to be very smart in football, and he knows that, okay, if that's the case and he's getting all these crazy touches and yards, it's because of the position that he's in. Don't move him to another position.
No, that's right.
And everybody has the understanding of, hey, I might need to be the distraction on this play so that my teammate can come in and he can have the winning shot. So if it's Mike Evans running the deep ball so that Julio can run in the flats underneath it and get a first down and get the touches, they know that. And everybody that's coming to the Bucs, Julio included, he said it in an interview, the press conference today, he came here so that he can win a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
He was a part of the team that was ahead 28-3 against Tom Brady in the Super Bowl, and Tom led the comeback and beat the Falcons after that 28-3 comeback.
If you can't beat him, join him.
There you go.
That's it.
Julio, there's been in the past on ESPN, there's been entire segments about like, hey, who is the best wide receiver in the NFL, not including Julio Jones? Because it's like understood that prime Julio Jones, he was just the best. He was a freak. Who's the second best besides Julio Jones? So that's the kind of caliber person that they're bringing in. It's going to be absolutely dominant. I don't know what defenses are going to be able to do to stop it. In his career, he's had 7 Pro Bowls, and he's led the NFL in receiving yards twice.
Jeez.
So 11 years experience, 7 Pro Bowls. Dude is an absolute savage. Let's talk about his career stats just real quick. He has 879 catches for 13,330 yards and 61 touchdowns. That's
Nasty.
a lot.
Yeah.
In 11 seasons, 13,000. That's over 1,000 a season. That's pretty good for a wide receiver. I'm excited for Julio Jones. It's kind of one of those things where before I was advocating against the Bucs signing him because I was like, yo, we have too many targets.
Yeah, we have a lot of targets.
Just on offense, they have Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Russell Gage. They have other guys. Brashad Perriman. He caught a nasty pass today from Tom Brady. I shared it on our story, the Boat Parade Instagram. Go look at it afterwards.
K-Dot and some of these guys.
K-Dot and Kyle Rudolph, Cameron Bray, all tight ends. Out of the backfield, they have Leonard Fournette. They have Rashad White. They have Gio Bernard. You just reload. Hey, you did first two. You did first down, second down. Put somebody else in. Let's run it again. How's the defense going to keep up with that? How do you game plan for that?
Third line wins championships. And we talked about this during hockey
That's a hockey
season.
reference for the football fans.
If you haven't been watching any of our hockey videos, third line wins championships. Your guys that come in to give your starters refreshing time to get calmed down and cooled off and stuff. Those guys are the ones that win or lose because if you're a team and you see some of those, that's why superstars can't win championships because when the superstars get off the field, the other team just gives it all they have, and you can really start to shift momentum when those superstars are on the field. We have no gaps in our offense.
None. The only thing that I would say is a gap would be that the backside guard position, left guard, where today Aaron Stinney was taking the reps and not Luke Gadicke. So they said that he weighed in kind of small today. That's
I thought I heard something about that.
But Aaron Stinney, Luke did. Aaron Stinney will probably be the guy at guard, but then everybody else in the offensive line has experience either on the Bucs or with Tom Brady.
Right.
I think they're going to be great.
So my question is, and this is what I wanted to ask, is this the Bucs' dream team?
For an offense, I don't know what else they would want.
What else could you have? I mean, obviously, Gronkowski not retiring would be ideal, but these young guys are going to rise to it, man.
I know that, probably Gronk is Tom's preferred receiver over the course of his career, but with all of these guys, you can't have your nickel and dime corners guarding some of these guys as big and tall and fast, as athletic as they are. The fourth and fifth string on the Bucs is better than some people's 1 and 2s on their wide receivers.
Which is wild.
You can't game plan for it. You're always going to be able to put together a route combination. I bet Byron Leftwich is just in his office laughing with all the options that he has. You can literally just on the sideline go take a piece of paper and draw up a play and say, hey, Tom and the boys, go run this like backyard football, and they could just do whatever they want and score. It's going to be pretty awesome to watch. I think that it's very possible that they average 35 points a game over the course of the season, if not 40.
Which is wild. And before we signed Kyle Rudolph, there was talk that the tight end since Gronk retired was kind of a struggling area. But, man, when Tom Brady, if you're a professional football player and Tom Brady is putting the ball in your hands every time he throws the ball to you, that's why we talked about when Brady retired and then he came back, he makes receivers look really good. I mean, he makes these – so these young tight ends could put up some huge numbers, and then people can be like, these guys are incredible, and it still just shines more light on Tom Brady.
I don't even know – I don't know. They don't even need to run a tight end set a lot of times. Julio Jones is bigger than some tight ends.
Say, can you imagine?
Just put him as a flexed out Gronk back in the day
that's
and have him run a little banana route, and you're going to get first downs every play. Right. It's going to be awesome. But that's it for Julio Jones. We'll see. If he can stay healthy is the key.
Yeah.
Let's not overuse him. You still have Mike Evans. You still have Chris Godwin. You still have all the other boys that are in the depth chart. You still have Scotty Miller as the 8th wide receiver on the team.
If they keep him third string and give him, I don't know, enough time off the field to make sure he's not snapping himself to pieces, that the shoestrings don't come apart at any random moment.
That's the key.
I really think his value in the playoffs is something that I'm interested to see because injury-prone guys, if he can get through to the playoffs without an injury and he's hungry for a Super Bowl, that could be a big deal.
That's it. Well, thank you guys for liking, commenting, and subscribing. We appreciate you guys. A lot of Bucs content coming now that the season started. Let us know what you want to see coming up on the Boat Parade.
You know you can look me in the eye. It's all because of Jesus. He the reason I'm alive. I live by faith, by grace. You know that I ain't gotta strive. They told me